in prepping for the show, and it's a CMO study. It was a joint study between Deloitte Digital and the Conference Board. And they interviewed CMOs across the nation, and Gartner was involved in that as well. Gartner found that 63% of marketing leaders have already invested in AI, and they were planning to completely expound upon that in the future, while the Conference Board found that 87% had already experimented or are investing in it. So AI is absolutely here to stay. It's making us smarter. It's making us, we're definitely, I think in some situations, we're working harder to get smarter because it's still that unknown tool. And we're still finding out the right methodologies and the right case studies or use cases, rather, to really help us get there. What advice do you have for teams today that are really trying to differentiate themselves? Let's just give an example at the investment round. They're going after some investment. They want to use AI to make themselves smarter as a part of the presentation, as a part of, a way to right-size the market, whatever it might be, as a part of that. What advice do you have for them?
So I'm going to go back to that. That last piece of advice is really understand your subject matter, first of all, because you want to sound credible, right? You want to sound like you want to have an authoritative voice. So again, using AI to scan the research, scan the market quickly and thoroughly, to give you a baseline of how to communicate to investors. So, and also understanding what the nuances are, right? Covering the nuances is really important, because I see a lot of that lost in the quantum space, for example, especially with startups. So that would be my advice: is get a really good grasp on the market. Don't rely on one source, and use AI as your tool to help ingest a variety of sources, a variety of reports, not just Gartner. There's other analyst reports out there that have maybe different definitions or of quantum, for example, that are more inclusive.
Yeah, I love that. And it, as simple as it sounds, the research side of it is really an incredible benefit at this time, and very, very important. So, we definitely have talked about some challenges, but outside, the hallucination and really convincing in an enterprise situation, and even, some smaller organizations, the value of AI, and the data that you can gain from it versus it replacing people. What are some of the additional challenges that our audience needs to be aware of?
So I think a lot of times an organization may adopt a tool, but they don't curate it and they don't educate their workforce enough to really find it useful on a day-to-day basis. So I think constant encouragement of its use cases, managing the use cases, having a council to kind of oversee things, or to provide just a sounding board, a peer support. While I was teaching this course, I think people really benefited from just bringing a use case